That's enough to basically get me a copyright strike. So let's switch back over. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the original. Oh god, my voice is still terrible. Ugh, ugh. It just sounds really bad. It's either really deep or really bad. Either way, ugh, ugh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fowl original. That was the MASH theme tune because suicide is painless. It brings forth many changes. James Gunn to direct Suicide Squad 2 for Warner. Segue. But before I do that segue, I want to actually quickly talk about something that I'm currently, I guess, promoting, and it's for Movember. So for Movember, I will be doing Movember stuff. Let's see if I can find my link here. And if you go and support me for Movember, I'll be looking for we're looking to raise to start with not a lot. We're looking to just raise £1,000. Now that's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. There's quite a lot of followers here, and I feel like it would be awesome if you guys could actually get 1,000. Obviously, I will put some in, but first of all, I want to get people to join that team. So you can join the team. If I can find the link, it's here somewhere. Also, big shout out to Matt freaking Hardy for retweeting me out today. I mean, you don't even understand. I was having a pretty bad day, and that was pretty sweet. So, this is my link here. You can see you can donate to my Hearing Movember efforts and support men's mental health. So I'm obviously, a lot of people may say I'm a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll. But as you can see right now, £0, £0 here. This is not my normal shill. This is charity shill. As you can see, you can go to the link, and I'm going to put some stuff up. When we actually get into November time, I will have a naked face, and you'll get a face update every day. You can join the team. It's Fowl's Movember team. I didn't know if I could actually do it as Fowl, but it seems like I can. So, and we're donating for and raising awareness for mental health and the rate of suicide. So that's why, even though that is a foul way to introduce and segue it in, I felt like even though I will be talking about the word Suicide Squad, yes, it may be triggering to some people. I don't know necessarily how much I agree with that whole philosophy, but if you have someone who's been affected by, so, I mean, Mauro Ronaldo today, his friend's brother committed suicide. Um, Mental health is a bit of a taboo subject for men, really. And this particular campaign is November Foundation is aiming to reduce the rate of male suicide by 25% by 2030. I'll be getting some more information for you, and if you do have any kind of issues where you need to talk to someone, then please look at some of the links that are available on November. Some really good stuff there. You're never going to be alone. I'm here for you. Wow, the internet's here for you. Well, people are here, and people do care. Anyway, that segue out of the way. I'll do my own shilling later on, but I wanted to make sure they're front loaded with that to let you guys know what I'm doing and what my current shill is. Thank you, Matt freaking Hardy, for retweeting me today. Oh my god, like, don't understand. Every now and then you get that, and you're like, childhood memory. Childhood. Matt Hardy's reading my tweets. How crazy is that? Anyway, James Gunn to direct Suicide Squad 2 for Warner. So this story, I felt like I wanted to talk about it because it's a pretty big story after the stuff that happened in the MCU. So let's bring up the story that I've got a link for from. See, I was all prepared today. Foul prepared for the show. Bam. Entertainment Weekly. James Gunn to write Suicide Squad 2, possibly direct. Let's close down Plex. That's probably why this stream is having such trouble. And that's it. Marvel's loss is DC's gain. James Gunn has closed a deal to write Suicide Squad 2 and will possibly direct as well, sources say. The former Guardians of the Galaxy director, who was fired by Disney in July for offensive yet decade-old tweets, has boarded the franchise for the sequel. The hire makes a huge amount of sense. Suicide Squad, like Guardians, was a superhero team-up movie with an ensemble cast of less than heroic characters, and Suicide Squad, unlike Guardians, was considered a total critical disappointment. Gunn could potentially use his proven talents in this very specific genre to creatively level up the franchise for DC and Warner Brothers. After being ousted, Gunn received a tremendous outpouring of support from Marvel fans, his cast, and fellow Hollywood directors. Despite plenty of the backlash over the move, Disney has stood by its decision in September. CEO Bob Iger told The Hollywood Reporter, "The James Gunn decision was brought to me as a unanimous decision of a variety of executives at the studio, and I supported it. I haven't second-guessed their decision." We're told the deal for Gunn to write Suicide Squad 2 is done. DC will presumably wait until he's turned in a script before deciding whether to hire him to direct the project as well. Disney Marvel is still reportedly using Gunn's script for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, though no director has been chosen. Some have suggested online they would balk at taking it over out of respect for Gunn. There's also no production date yet set. So a very, very big story about James Gunn taking the mantle of Suicide Squad 2 director and writer. If he could do it, yeah, like it's a perfect person to put in that role. And I kind of look at like Warner Brothers as going, well, we're going to pick you up because he is a proven commodity. Like if he was a bit dodgy, then they wouldn't care. But he has produced hit after hit after hit, and it was his vision that was supposed to take us into the cosmic in Marvel, and that would have been sweet. Hello, person that's talking to me. Anyone that's talking to me from Twitch, yeah, I do apologise. Oh, I thought it's going a bit crazy over there. But anyone that's talked to me on Twitch, because I did look on Twitch the other day, and there was messages on Twitch. I was like, I'm so sorry, I just didn't see them. Looks like my is something. Let's see. Anything? No, we're all my bit rate's all over the place. I do apologise. Maybe it's because I've got just too many tabs open. Let's close a few tabs down. Oh bloody hell! I must have had a lot of stuff. Anyway, so James going to direct. I'm very, very excited about this news. I think that it could be a really, really cool pick for Suicide Squad 2, and I wonder how he would handle it. It's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Actually, let's see if I can actually get the chat up, because you guys are chatting, and I do feel a little bit bad because my phone's not over here because it's charging. Chargement. Let's see if it logs into the chat and lets me see it. Then let's go. So I've got the chat up there. People say stuff, and hopefully I know that in Twitch, like it was just the chat bot's chatting on its own. It's great. And if you followed me from the Matt Harley tweet, thank you very much. If you follow me from anything, if you're in here, Lieutenant Silver, yeah, wonderful. James Gunn to direct Suicide Squad 2. This show is going all out. But I'm very excited about this news. I can't wait for the trailer for that movie to be released. Maybe it will have a whole new look to the DC extended universe. And I mean, like Justice League was kind of helped by Joss Whedon, who came in, but this will take us slyly, smoothly onto our next story about another story where Hollywood has started to kind of close ranks over a Me Too accusation. So this is a story that I just didn't even know. I remember reading this story today on the Twitters, and I was like, what the hell is this? So Busy Phillips, who is, can I think? It's like, can I show this lady with my finger? And then I realized where the hand was coming from. Anyway, I can't put my hand over it, but if you can see the lady that James Franco has got arm around, that's Busy Phillips. I didn't really see her in anything else other than Freaks and Geeks, but I can remember in Freaks and Geeks she was like tough chick. She got a little bit angry. James Franco and her were like outcasts, and she got a little bit like every now and then, and it was quite good to see. Now, this was James Franco's first acting role, big acting role anyway, and he killed it. Like, he absolutely killed it as the stoner. And he was great, and I really loved his character in Freaks and Geeks. But now, in her new tell-all book, there are accusations that James Franco caused her bodily harm. So I want to take you to that story, and where is it? This one. Here we go. So this was a Twitter moment today as well, which is why I plucked it out. Now, I'm going to take you to the Twitters because I think that's the best way to see this, because this is where I saw it breaking first. Busy Phillips says James Franco assaulted her while filming Freaks and Geeks. So initially I was like, oh no, hashtag me too. James Franco is not going to catch a break. But in her upcoming memoir, the 39-year-old actor alleges that James Franco shouted at her and pushed her to the ground in 1999 on the set of TV sitcom Freaks and Geeks. Now, I'm going to read the story because Busy Phillips claims James Franco assaulted her on the set of Freaks and Geeks. She said Franco was a effing bully. In her upcoming memoir, Busy Phillips claims that her Freaks and Geeks co-star James Franco assaulted her while they were filming a scene for the series. And let's just take you to Vice. So this is from Vice. Busy Phillips says James Franco assaulted her while filming Freaks and Geeks. In her forthcoming memoir, we got it. So that's Busy Phillips, and there's James Franco. In a leaked excerpt from a memoir, This Will Only Hurt a Little, which has verified as a part of a book on by Yahoo Entertainment on Monday, Busy Phillips claims James Franco assaulted her while filming Freaks and Geeks. Phillips says that when the two were filming a scene where she was directed to softly hit Franco on the chest while she delivered a line of dialogue, Franco broke character and assaulted her. He grabbed both my arms and screamed in my face, "Don't ever touch me again," she writes. According to Yahoo, and he threw me to the ground, flat on my back, wind knocked out of me. Phillips remembers that everyone on the set was horrified and says that after the alleged assault, she cried in front of co-star Linda Cardellini, who suggested Phillips call her manager. Phillips says that Franco was generally an effing bully during the filming of the 1999 cult TV show, and that although he apologised for the assault the following day, he was forced to do so by the show's producer and director and faced no other consequences for the alleged assault. This isn't the first time Franco's character has been called into question. In the past year, he's been accused by at least 5 women of inappropriate or sexually exploitative behaviour, including allegedly pressuring a young woman to perform oral sex on him in a car and inviting a 17-year-old girl to his hotel room. Franco has maintained that he has his own side of this story, but that he won't actively refute his accusers. And here we go, correction, and I love this, correction. Already after it was broken, this story originally stated that Franco allegedly pressured a 17-year-old to perform oral sex on him in the car. In fact, Franco propositioned a 17-year-old to join him at a hotel and allegedly pressured a different young woman to perform oral sex on him. We regret the error. So I like that they're taking a little bit of, you know, journalistic integrity there and say that, oh, no, it wasn't that 17, it was a different 17-year-old. Does feel like it is a sensationalized bit of writing for a memoir. It's quite convenient that it's leaked at this time. It's quite convenient that it's leaked on the way to the book being released. I don't know what happened. I mean, we don't know. I'm guessing we'll find out tomorrow and such about if Linda Cardellini backs this up. But James Franco's not actively refuting anything, so what's he saying? You guys can say anything, or doesn't really matter. As he's not actively refuting anything, then... And what's his side of the story? He did say that that was his first acting role. I remember reading, and he said that he kind of went method for it. So maybe he was just asshole. Maybe we don't. Maybe he's just asshole. We don't know. But that's another like mark against James Franco in the Hollywood chapter. Does this mean that Busy Phillips is going to become relevant again? She's 39 years old, yeah, and like she's been already pushed out of Hollywood. How crazy is that? If you want to help make sure that I don't get pushed out of Hollywood, then go to fowloriginal. This is my normal shilling. Go to fowloriginal.com. When you go to fowloriginal.com, you'll see my big old bird face. When you see the big old bird face, you can go and hit support the channel. When you hit support the channel, it'll allow you to become a Patreon. Go to streamlabs.com/fowloriginalwrestling. You can also go ahead and click the normal donate button. Obviously, as this show doesn't receive the millions of views that it deserves on YouTube, we're live today on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Thank you very much to all of you folks following, liking, sharing, subscribing, sharing to Facebook, sharing to Twitter, sharing to all the places. But you can go ahead and donate $5 if you want. You can make it a monthly donation. If you do that, it will help me to produce the content that you see on the regs all over the place. And even though I am ill and you can hear it in my voice, I'm still here live 10:30 goddamn M, because I am a professional idiot. That's what I am, professional idiot. But that's Busy Phillips saying me too to James Franco in Freaks and Geeks. Next up, we have this story, which links into a story I meant to talk about yesterday, but I just didn't have time, which is Google Pixel 3 launches after #Google Plus privacy issues. So Google have released their new phone with allegedly this nice Chinese lady with it, so Japanese lady with it. Oh, I don't have that image here. I can't. I'll go to Weekly Wrestling Recap to see my love for Oscar. But I'm going to take you to this story from BBC News. This is BBC News. Google Pixel 3 phones launched during privacy storm. Google has opted to keep to one rear camera on the new phones despite an industry trend for 2 or more. Google has launched its latest smartphones under the shadow of a data exposure scandal. The Pixel 3 handsets include new photography features, including a much higher quality digital zoom than before. The company suggests the innovation shows it has no need to place more than one camera on the handset's rear. The launch comes a day after it emerged that a Google Plus bug was not made public when it was discovered in the spring. This flaw led to personal data belonging to 500,000 members of the social network not being properly protected. Google has announced it is now ending access to the service to the wider public. The Pixel phones will not be directly affected by the move, but do make use of several of the firm's cloud-based technologies, including Google Photos, an image storage service that was spun out from Google Plus 3 years ago. One industry watcher said part of the company's motivation for offering the Pixel 3 and larger Pixel 3 XL was to promote the best of Google, adding that the message would now be harder to convey. The value proposition of Pixel is not just the hardware, but the whole Google experience. If you're starting to question Google and whether or not you'll be entrenched in the services, then the value that you'll see in the handsets will decline. Despite positive reviews of previous editions on the Pixel, they have been niche products. Google attained a peak smartphone market share of just 0.53% in the final 3 months of 2017, according to market research firm IDC, and the scene since that dropped too. So it's a very, very small amount. Photo advances. We've got photo advances. And a second wide-angle lens with added to the phone's face to make it easier to take group shots without the need for a selfie stick. I would love to have this phone because my selfies are just destroyed on the new phone. I like my new phone, my Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, but the selfie was very, very... It doesn't make sense. Like I'd love it, Xiaomi, if you sent me a phone that I could actually do live streaming with, but I can't with your phone. I'm really sorry. Like, it's a really good phone, yeah. I would love it, but except for that. Sorry. But Google, if you want to send me a phone, if you want to send me a Pixel 3, I'll take that. I'll unbox it on the channel. I'll use it. I mean, my phone's on charge at the moment, but I would love to have that kind of technology in my hands. However, the firm, in addition, algorithms originally developed for the firm's standalone clips camera have been integrated to automatically take photos at the best moment. For example, just a subject smile or open their eyes. However, the firm has kept a single rear camera. Oh, hello, folks. Hello, I can see you in the chat now. Hi there, little ish. How you doing? Hey there, Joe. How you doing? Thank you to everyone that's watching in Twitchland as well. Then I guess. Now, one advantage to having more lenses. So everyone's got more lenses, and it doesn't feature the notch on the larger models as the screen covers less of the front. So I'm happy about that. Don't want the notch. Don't like the notch. Phone is locked to a tripod, otherwise steady. The camera's sensor image stabilizer slightly moves about to get the same effect. And got night sight. Looks like an amazing camera. And despite the fact Google's already proved that having a single lens offers exceptional performance can pay off to the uneducated consumer, there's a natural assumption that 2 lenses are better than 3, and 3 are better, commented Ben Wood. Other new features, top shot. The Pixel starts at £739, slightly less than the iPhone XR, while the Pixel XL starts at $869, slightly more than the Samsung's Galaxy Note 9. They'll release next week in the Europe at the start of November. And they also showed off a new Chrome OS tablet. I'm very interested in that. The Slate comes with a detachable keyboard similar to that of the Microsoft Surface, and a new speaker range called the Home Hub, competing with Amazon's Echo Show. And it deliberately built the device without a camera in order to reduce privacy concerns around positioning it in personal places like the bedroom. Ms. Milensky said it was a sample of a tech firm making choices based on the level of trust in its brand rather than what was technologically possible. Unlike its competitor, the Home Hub provides access to YouTube. So that was hello there, RR and Robert, classic gents. Hello, thank you for joining. So that story is Google Pixel 3 launches after Google Plus privacy concerns. So basically, doesn't really matter. Privacy concerns were of no concern to us, all those issues. And now Google Plus has been closed. I need to check because I've got some automation that runs on Google Plus, and I keep seeing messages from them. It became a bit of a cesspool, to be honest. Like, it was just everyone just link dumping in there. So, you know, I didn't really use it, I guess, the way they were supposed to be used. Now, that will take us to our last story of the day. which is this story, I think. No, because I've cut it down to 3 stories. I'm cutting the show down, as I said. I want to try to get this into half an hour mode, especially because I'm ill. So let's take you to our next segment, which is Metro Moments. So Metro Moments is a segment of the show where we talk about the Metro, because I get the bus, so I get the Metro, and I figured, well, you know what? Yeah, funny stuff in here. Funny stuff in here all the time. Now, number 1, a victim of Pret rap is mum of 5. But there's people dying in Pret-a-Manger at the moment, eating yogurt they're not supposed to, and the yogurt maker said it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Now, this is a little bit of an addition to this story that we had going on, but Revenge's tweet. Now, the 2 people from Strictly Come Dancing, I don't know who they are, but Strictly Come Dancing, they had an affair, they had a little snog, and it was all in the newspapers, and now the 2 partners are like, we don't care, screw them, they can have each other. We've all had a drunken kiss. Susanna Reid leapt to the defence of the latest Strictly curse, because they're saying it's a Strictly curse, because it's a curse that he got drunk and cheated on this woman. Now, another story. This hippo, look at this hippo. It's like a schizophrenic show tonight. Ready or not, here I come. Hippo and seek. This hippo seemed to get bored as his pals played a game of hide and seek in a pond, or was he just hungry? The large mammal displayed the characteristic open jaw yawn at the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. Meanwhile, the rest of the herd were floating under the foliage with only their eyes and ears visible. Photographer Andy Coleman said they stay submerged partly to protect their skin from the sun, and the yawn is to show their dominance. Show dominance. And let's talk about mental health in here as well. As I said, if you want to help support the channel, you can go to our My Movember campaign, where we are supporting the reduction in rates of suicide amongst men. Now, got some other stories here. Here we go. So, Heathrow fined for leak of... because I've got a lot of like really sad stories, but Metro is supposed to be happy. So, Heathrow Airport has been fined £120,000 after a USB stick containing details of travel arrangements for the Queen was found lying in a street. Now, that's how you do data protection. That's how you do your data protection. Europe's busiest airport, responsible for a catalogue of shortcomings that led to the serious breach, the Information Commissioner's Office said. The USB stick was handed to the Sunday Mirror after it was found in West London in October last year. It contained details of procedures for protecting the Queen when she used the airport. Heathrow said the data was lost during an employee's commute, and new staff training had begun. You know, the funniest thing is, yeah, the simplest thing you could have done is put BitLocker on that, and then no one can get into that USB stick. But, oh, I'm just an IT serviceman. I know nothing. I'm more surprised they didn't use BitLocker on that, because that's a serious breach to begin with, just general information security. Jail for reptile fan who kept croc in bedroom. A reptile owner who kept a 4-foot crocodile in his bedroom has been jailed for 26 weeks. Lee Thompson, who lacked a license for the caiman, also had 23 snakes and a scorpion in the room in Westcliff-on-Sea, Essex. Several snakes in boxes with no food or water had died. Thompson, 36, was discovered in 2015 to be keeping animals with a similar lack of care in Basildon, but he evaded arrest and after the caiman find in January, fled before being found last month. He was convicted by Basildon magistrates of court, including keeping dangerous wild animals without a licence and causing unnecessary suffering. Move to the next slide. So this story I wanted to talk about because there used to be a show called Monkey Dust when I was a little bit younger. And Monkey Dust took a particular, like the Madeleine McCann case, and it lampooned it to hell, where it started to say that the mom of the disappeared girl wanted to remain famous, and she was on like Celebrity This, Big Brother and stuff like that, and then forgetting about. So this story I think quite interesting. So I'm going to read it to you with no judgment first. Mum of murdered Holly strips off the calendar. So number 1, yeah. What? The mother of murdered Soham schoolgirl Holly Wells has bared all for a charity calendar. Nicola Wells, 51, stripped off with 11 other bereaved mums to raise funds for grief-stricken families. Holly and her friend Jessica Chapman, both 10, were murdered by school caretaker Ian Huntley in the Cambridgeshire town of 2002. The women hope the sale of the £9.99 strong Soham Mums calendar will raise £10,000 for Alderbrook Charitable Trust and Road Victims Trust. So what I want to really quickly say is, yeah, okay, this story, it's an uplifting story. I mean, it will probably not be Gravity, 51-year-old lady, but uplifting story in the sense that they're doing something out of something bad. But I don't feel like, I personally, as an editorial, I don't feel like it is an appropriate way to raise money, because weren't they killed by the caretaker for sexual reasons? And if they were, this is a little bit tasteless, really, isn't it? Plus, they're expecting to sell 1,000 calendars. Like, that's doable. But why was this the idea of them stripping even in the cards? That was 2002. That was almost 20 years ago. It's crazy. I mean, fair play. I wouldn't be able to do it, yeah. I wouldn't be able to get my stuff out like that. But, wow. Number one, bravery, but is it really appropriate situation? Is it the best way of raising that money? Couldn't they have done like a bake sale or something? Just pictures of cakes? I'm not seeing anyone just do pictures of cakes, yeah. Pictures of cakes that would fly off the shelves like hotcakes. And it's just weird. It's like all the 11 women would have, I can understand like the movie like different stuff, like maybe like breast cancer, something like that, like body positivity. But why is this even come into, why is this sitting around going, well, why don't we just get our BAPs out? Yes. Yes. Get your BAPs out. You will raise at least 1,000 people's time. Phone's going crazy again. So we're going to the half an hour mark now. And as we're at the half an hour mark, quick shill. Always with the shilling. Always have to remember the shilling. I don't make a lot of money here on the YouTube. I make no money on YouTube. So if you want to help support the channel, you can go to fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you can go to support the channel. You can also check out all the things we're doing. So there's links to my Instagram posts that happen all the time. We've also got where you can find me. So Fowl Original Wrestling for the YouTubes, Periscope.tv, Fowl Original, and also this Fowl Original channel. You can also then, if you click support the channel, it will take you, here we go, to support the channel. You become a Patreon, go streamlabs.com/Fowl Original Wrestling, or you can go ahead and click the donate button. If you click the donate button, it will take you to a PayPal page, which is the easiest way to do this, I've found, for most people. You can go ahead and say, pop in $5. Make this a monthly donation to help support my content on the monthly basis. That's all the different content. That's the wrestling, that's Newsround, all my Instagram weirdness and stuff. Like anything that comes in will be put directly to use. Example, if you gave us, say, $5, that would pay for website maintenance for the month. You know, that's what I mean. It's stuff like that. I'm not asking for the world. This is the news of the world, though. And lastly, from the Metro, this story. Look at this little dog. Look at this cute little dog. Look at it. Look at it. Russell the dog is teacher's pet. B is for bark at a school where a canine teaching assistant helps pupils learn to read. Collie Alsatian Cross Russell, 13, is adored by children when he joins in their reading groups every Friday. The rescue dog belongs to school worker Kelsey McAlpine, 25, who researched the benefits of pupils having contact with animals. Their confidence in reading has soared since he first visited Coles Norton Primary School in Alloa, Clackmannanshire in February. I ain't got a dog to be reading with. Dogs do not judge, they just listen, said Ms. McAlpine. Russell wears a tiny uniform and has a backpack containing a pouch of dog food and his favourite treats. That's the cutest part of the story. Not sound like a man, but look at the cuteness of this dog. Look at it, yeah, it's got a little uniform on, it's got the little dog treats. We're gonna read with you. Rescue ran. That's the end of Metro Moments for tonight. So, as I'm trying to keep these shows a little bit slicey, a little bit spicier, and a little bit more together, we're going to end the show there with another quick, and it's not a shill, because I feel like it's a good thing. If you go to my Twitter, and I will put this link out on Fowl Original website as well, so it's easy for you guys to access, but this November, Fowl Original will be doing Movember. So I'm going to get my face all naked for the start of November, and then I'm going to start to grow a mustache that will hopefully be the thing of legends. My mustache will have its own Twitter, and it will be more successful than I will. But right now, the preliminary target I'm looking for is to raise £1,000. We're raising money for this particular part of November, which is for mental health and high rates of suicide within men. Male suicide is very, very high, and it's something that is kind of near dear to my heart, as I've said on Twitter, and as I said here before. And I wanted to shield this really, because this is more of a shield. Now, if you go to my Movember page, you can see my link there. It's available on Twitter. You can become a member of the team, and are we looking to try to potentially move people into the team? And we can all try and raise money together for a really, you can read my first post there where I kind of talk about this. I'll be doing more posts, and every day you will get a different post of my face. My Instagram will be all a buzz with my face, getting all mustachy day to day. You will see a 30 days worth of that on November. I mean, I've not done a 30 days thing before. But anyway, because of this ending of the show that I'm doing, number one, our top story tonight was Busy Phillips says, #me too, James Franco in Freaks and Geeks. We don't know if it's true, we don't know if it's false, but it's so funny. I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it is quite not a funny story, but it's definitely not a great story. So I want to end tonight with a show which is nothing like Freaks and Geeks. This show was totally different, but another show from my childhood that I'd like to quickly mention, and one that I hopefully don't get copyright struck for. I mean, I shouldn't think so. I should hope not. But if I do, then, you know, that's life, really, isn't it? That's just the way life is. So let's start this off in the background. And I wanted to say thank you everyone again for a great news round. If you want to help support the channel, as I said, you can like, share, subscribe. You can follow on whatever thing that you're watching me on, and it would be awesome if you could do that and help a brother out to... Is that Dennis? That looked like Dennis? I think that was Dennis. Whoa! Before we go any further, was that Dennis? Is that... Oh no, that wasn't Dennis. It was Josh Holland. I was like, is that Dennis? Is that Dennis? I was gonna continue the show for a little bit longer. That's not Dennis. Oh, it looks like a young Dennis though. Look at him. But anyway, oh, I loved this show. It's on Channel 5. Rockin' in USA High. But if you want to rock at USA High and help support the channel, go to fowloriginal.com. You can also check out Newsround tomorrow at 10:30. Help send me stuff. And if you want to help support Movember, go ahead and do that. This has been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.